to start or to end the day, the ITB bait game happening at 19:30 CET, so 7:30 Central European time. Time to jump into the swing of things, though. Hi Theory, we want to talk about that opening matchup. We want to talk about BETBOOM Eyeballers. And you mentioned this new Eyeballers look. Well, Flusher was deciding he wanted a bit of a party, and he's retired now. However, of course, we have someone to fill the gap. We've now got Heap. We had Heap in the mix. He still is here today. I've heard there murmurings of a stand-in today. We don't quite know if that's going to be the case just yet. But okay. So I take it back. There are no longer murmurings. There is a statement made. Shine is not playing, and Flusher is back for the day. So there we go. He hasn't retired fully. He's back to help the boys because Shine can't play.
Yeah, I think in general, when you've been playing for that long, like Flusher, you're not all of a sudden going to quit cold turkey. You're at least going to be playing the game a little bit here. But yeah, obviously Heap is the newcomer to the block. He's been all right. I think a lot of people were expecting absolute greatness out of him, and fair enough if you look at the teams that he's been on, but he's also not really been in the scene for a decent while, and obviously with everything changing around, he also gets that fresh start. But mine, Shine and Flusher in, that might actually be a good thing. I think Shine has definitely been struggling to perform. He's very young still, so there's a lot of room for improvement, but over the past 3 months, he's been putting up a 0.9 rating, and especially with the moves that Eyeballers are now again making upwards, you do need that fragging power. So perhaps with the old chemistry of Flusher in there, they can do a bit of damage. And the problem is that the team that they're trying to do damage against is a very highly regarded team by the name of BETBOOM. Obviously, we all know the majority of the names that are involved. I think the only one that is a kind of unknown, or at least was kind of unknown, is Danis. He came from Boston Crap, which houses a lot of Russian talent, or at least from that particular region. So an incredibly strong roster that has the likes to compete with Tier 1.
Yeah, of course. One thing that we've got to talk about that is the elephant in the room with this BETBOOM side, right? I think it's one thing that desperately has to be talked about is the fact that obviously we have this team of individuals that have made up so much experience. You were saying Danis is the least known individual. We also got Chiron, who played on VP, Nafany, who's on C9, Zorti, who's been around the block for goodness knows how long playing Tier 2 and Tier 1. Obviously, he was playing out on Forza. And you got Siren as well, who followed a very similar path when it comes to playing in these CIS teams, the likes of Spirit. So you got 5 players here with very deep-rooted backgrounds, and I'm wondering today, to be honest with you, how many rounds are Eyeballers going to be able to take against this side? Because this is an incredibly strong force.
Yeah, I think it's going to be tough as well. BETBOOM also in IEM Sydney. They did all right, I'd say. I mean, they got to the quarterfinal against Complexity. And then they did play Falcons, which they ended up losing. And with the state of Falcons, that is a bit questionable. But obviously, when you just came back from traveling to Sydney and then you have to adapt to the time zones, you know, you are going to be a bit tired, a lot less sharp. Let's have a look at the veto that is going to be coming through here. I don't really see a great one here for Eyeballers, though, because their first pick is Inferno and it's BETBOOM's first ban. So that you don't have that instant one-up where you think, oh, Eyeballers are better on this map than I would say BETBOOM are. So maybe they've got a chance with the inherent difference.
BETBOOM going to pick Ancient. It's Mirage, the selection for Eyeballers. Did think that was going to be the one. I murmured about maybe a bit of a bit of Vertigo as well, but that's not going to be the case. BETBOOM ban out. Overpass our decider. So Ancient, Mirage, Overpass, the 3 maps that we have today. Ancient, a pretty strong map for BETBOOM, and for Eyeballers, unfortunately, a big weakness in their BO3 veto. Then we head on to Mirage, which is a map that Eyeballers have won 5 out of 6 times, but BETBOOM, similarly, with a very positive track record. The only times they've lost to it, once against Falcons, as you mentioned, in East Europe, and then once to Mouse, once to Apex. So, you know, it's a pretty strong thing. And one thing I think a lot of people will quite quickly gloss over is the fact that when BETBOOM win a game, it's going to be against a team that probably find themselves in the top 30 in the world. But when Eyeballers win a game, it's varying between, you know, top 70 to top 30. So, I don't know. I think, for me at least, you look at the stats, and even the stats, I mean, they lean in favour of BETBOOM, but you've got to give it to them even further because they have been having a tougher time when it comes to the bigger events and bigger names.
And perhaps with them getting into the more sort of CS, where you definitely know what you can expect and you can prepare, maybe Eyeballers can throw that wrench in the works by just throwing them curveballs continuously. Flusher coming through, he loves to run that Mach 10, so obviously he's going to be happy with the new game coming around where SMGs are insanely strong. But yeah, as you mentioned, I struggle to really see a way in for Eyeballers. They can definitely get a map, but I struggle to see them being able to convert the series with also BETBOOM having their first pick in Overpass as the last map. Now, Eyeballers, they're going to be good, but yeah, BETBOOM, definitely a team that are going to be looked at here to be the ones to pull through. You look at the names and you instantly think that obviously JW and Flush, absolute legend, but when you more look at the current form ranking, then you have to rate Anafani, Ortiz, Siren, and Kyron just more. It's as simple as that. It doesn't matter how much legacy you have, it's about what you've been able to pop off with. And unfortunately for Eyeballers, they're going to have to come up with something new, but it has been a while since I've been able to watch them, so I'm having positive hopes.
Definitely. We are heading into the action very soon, so I was just having a little listen in. We were just wondering how long we're going to be here. High Fury hung out to dry until we get into the action, but I've been told not long. Ancient, our first map. BETBOOM, ultimately, you know, it was their pick, so the Eyeballers guys get to start on the CT side. They do elect to pick for it as well. It'll be exciting to see how they get on, and as you say, like, maybe there's a world in which they squeeze out a map. Maybe there is a world in which Eyeballers can etch in a little bit of pressure on this BETBOOM side, but majoritively speaking, you know, I feel like your safest call is BETBOOM 2-0 right now, especially when Eyeballers, I know it's not much of a stand-in, but they are not playing with the complete farms that they would have been practicing with. Yeah,
and even though it's easy to say that Flusher, he won't have stopped playing the game, but when you look at a team like BETBOOM, who have seen the heights that they've seen, and still such a young team as well, that's something that we were barely even mentioning. Like, if it was a team that was kind of at the end of their career, maybe they don't have as much patience to adapt to the new game and really get comfortable in it, but right now the average age is still 22, so they're going to be hungry to learn that new game, try to get ahead of the competition. They've all got something to prove, and Eyeballers, for example, JW has been very pivotal in this roster. I think he's going to have a tough time purely due to the nature of Ops having a tough time in CS2.
Yes, indeed. Of course, Eyeballers, as you can see on the screen, up against the BETBOOM side. Very, very difficult scenario for Eyeballers. But look, if you can beat BETBOOM, then you're well on your way to playoffs-bound action. Of course, the winner of this plays the winner of Into the Breach versus Bait. And your favourites on your screen with that of BETBOOM. See if they can do what it takes to take down this Eyeballers side. It is really, really close to going live, High Furia. We've been told it is going to be pushed to live. So, without further ado, let's jump straight into it. BETBOOM Eyeballers, B03, Ancient Map 1. It's time to see who will make the quarterfinals.
Here we are, right into the pistol, of course, as per usual. Eyeballers, I think they can set the tone very nicely in this pistol. An important one for them, especially considering... Wait, what?
They have not bought any armor. BETBOOM have not...
Wait.
4 players have full eco'd on a pistol.
Wait, what?
No one's bought armor. It's just one person with utility. That's it. And they've got the B site, they've got a plan. This is actually really smart, because even if they lose the round now, right, they're going to have enough AK full armor next round. I know it seems stupid. This is like the BETBOOM classic. I said it once before, and I thought, that's just like a gimmick pistol. No, that is exactly what they do. Full eco in the pistol. There's a start. Siren, JW, Pepzor twice over, and now it's just Nafni 1 versus 4. But as I said, look, everyone's ecoed, everyone's taking money into the next round. This bomb plant gives them stacks of cash they can rebuy, some of which AK full armor.
Okay. It's a crazy strat. I do like it, though. Purely because I like people switching it up and go for something that first makes you question their sanity. And of course, being able to get those rifles out. you'd be able to do a huge part of that without, as long as you get a bomb plan and not buying up armor. You do definitely take the risk, but let's see how it works out for BETBOOM. Now that they've got AKs, Galils, and all the likes. A fair bit of utility as well, and that is the main thing that you're going to be able to come forward with, is the extra utility on top of it, instead of just all running AKs.
Senyuri deployed. Chiron going to have to work around the edge of it. And to be fair, he's only taking a single tick to it, so as he pushes on out, Pepzor probably thought he was in for a little bit more of a freebie than he has been. Senor Vac, his name is in-game. I respect it, but that is Flusher. He's able to find one. Quick trade. Sapek on the back of the site, still fighting on the back foot. 3 kills go the way of the CT side, and that leaves Nafany alone, 1 versus 3.
Yeah, but all of a sudden, as soon as things don't start working out, and Nafany can still find some reprieve here. But nicely done out of Sapek to just sit behind the boxes. No need to peek into Nafany here. He's going to have to come to you at some point, and you can triple peek him. Nafany doesn't manage to get the one, and all of a sudden, the strategy for BETBOOM kind of goes off into the distance, with Eyeballers being able to save over 2 of those AKs as well.
There you have it. 2-0 start for Eyeballers. BETBOOM's pick a little bit south, but they are going to obviously try and work on that. It's a lead that is recoverable. 4 players on no armor pistols. It's Chiron, the only man that invests in Kevlar. Point being that this should be a freebie of around here, Hypheria, for Eyeballers to go 3 for 3. Next is the one that BETBOOM should be able to put up a bit of a force within.
You'd hope so, otherwise, slowly but surely, everything we've been saying, we've realized that we look stupid.
Yeah.
The issue is that they're also not able to do any damage as of right now. Of course, Sapek is halfway tagged up, but he's just going to play more passively, or at least set himself up in a crossfire with heat. Siren firing off that Deagle, you'd at least want some damage to be done down to that CT end, otherwise they're going to be able to build those funds. And JW even go for the knife. It takes 2 right clicks, but Chiron, he will be sent off into the heavens.
That's just so typical that there's a knife out here and whatever.
People don't change.
No. That is, you know what? That's like, Flusher's back. Let's have a bit of fun. Let's enjoy ourselves as much as we can. Man, that's comical, actually. That is comical. And, well, round 4. BETBOOM with a full buy here, Hypheria. Hoping for something better than what we've seen in the past.
And JW going for something aggressive here. Chiron already down to JW. He's done a job of trading himself out, but they're about to do one better. Sapek also getting a go-ahead kill. Even backing down while Danis takes about half his HP, and all that went on without Eyeballers taking a single bit of damage, and they're about to make things even sweeter. Finally, JW gets too close to the sun, but Siren, now the last man remaining, Heap is just going to peek into him. BETBOOM, they're rattled.
To be fair, I would be too. It's been a difficult few rounds, and they really can't get the ball rolling. Stuck in the mud a little bit here, this BETBOOM side, but with 4-round loss bonus, go for it again, rebuy, reattempt, re-strategize. Ball rolling. As you can see, odds over at 1x bet, actually, now Hypheria in favour of this Eyeballers side.
It's crazy. Because it was a
4 rounds.
Yeah, it was a pretty significant advantage as well for BETBOOM. But, well, things have been pretty dominant in the favour of Eyeballers as JW continues that trend with an AWP kill. It's just laying low for Eyeballers. Let's see what BETBOOM do to try and fight this disadvantage.
Yet again, it's BETBOOM that gets swamped in paperwork after losing the man advantage once more. And it's pretty slow off the back of it, Hyperion. Not a lot has been done in terms of action. Heaps pushed in towards B. Zorti tucks at the right time. That flash towards main delays even further. This is Eyeballers with a free fifth round. I'm not going to lie to you. The timing isn't ideal for JW and his AWP, but it should be. They don't expect the mid push. Pepzor dismisses quite nicely. JW's nade in on the mix. Sapek finds the third. And now it's just Zorti, the original A main player left in, Shelf player left in Donut. 1v4. He's found himself the first. Pepzor says one is enough. AWP will get saved. Eyeballers 5-0.
Yeah, that's crazy. And BETBOOM, they do take a tactical pause, but they don't really have fun. They're not getting bomb plants. And meanwhile, Eyeballers, they've made the right investments. Their cash is starting to rack up exponentially at this point. And this is their first tactical pause, even though it says 2 out of 4. But you do start to feel a little bit lost already. I mean, you've got 2 players 0-5. If Zorti wasn't able to get a kill in that previous round, he would have been right up there with them. So when 3 of your players aren't showing up at all, and then the 2 that are, obviously, they can't do enough. And being 2-5 and 3-5, the task is just way too high. The demands that BETBOOM set for their team are apparently too much for them to deal with.
Round 6 starts like any other. Senor Vac himself, Flusher, one through the smoke as well, just to add to his name. But it is a very easy beginning. They're expecting an eco, they will get one. To be fair, a couple of kills have trickled in the BETBOOM favour. Dan is looking the wrong way as he emerges out of mid though. Pepzor actually gets caught full blind against Siren, so not ideal.
He doesn't have the bomb though, and he'd have to cross. Feels like a pretty insurmountable task. You can go the long way around, of course, but at some point, Eyeballers, without seeing any action, hearing anything, they're going to start thinking about this as well as an opportunity. Sapek already covering the flank. Well, JW looks forward. They've got the bomb by their side, so they really don't need to be afraid. Because they'd have to get past Sapek, otherwise JW would get the information if he jumped through Temple. Can go all the way around, I guess. Okay.
Space has been given.
Sapek's going to be
going
caught.
cave? No. Oh, this is... Oh, yeah, you are right. I thought Sapek was just going to steel wall this defense. Instead, Incendiary towards Donut is going to deflect Siren's push into JW's AWP. Thank you. And that is it. Eyeballers 6-0 start. BETBOOM, I don't know, man. Sleeping at the wheel or something, but no rounds gained in the first 6 here of map 1.
Crazy. Especially with what we were saying preemptively. This is the wildest expectations have been surpassed already. As Eyeballers look to set up a masterclass of a CT sub, but they've still got 6 rounds to go. So if BETBOOM activate for the rest of it, they're still with a pretty good chance to close out this map in their favor. Nade always went on top of the head of Nafany, but he actually taps the brakes to make sure that he stays out of the blast range. JW, love how fluid he is with the AWP, playing A in the previous round, now all the way over at B.
So much carnage happening right now, but it falls in favor of Eyeballers yet again. Zorti and Siren, one of which nowhere to be seen, and mid-lurk means nothing. Siren, I think, stuck behind them, utility on ramp, so never ideal. And with that, Hyperion, I think I can sit here and say we're safely banking on a 7th round. The CT side is unstoppable. T-side can't seem to get a kill right now.
For this moment, it's tough to see who's going to activate, because you see Siren, he can move up, but then he'd have to take Sapek into account, and at some point when you venture onto the B site, you've got more pressing matters. When you look at Zorte, he might be able to move over towards A. But if he tries to cross in towards CT, this is going to be troublesome. Siren able to get the first at least. That pushes Flusher to hunt a little bit more and allow for the backlines to be infiltrated. He start focusing on that, but it still hits his shot. Headshot on Zorte. And then with Siren being on 14 HP, Flusher wall banging. And the Siren was safely tucked in. Pepser has even got utility to just take care of the job. Doesn't need to face here. That's a nice shot at a Siren, though. Oh, this is over, surely. Smoke, nade, molly, anything.
Stuck. Pepsor holds the fort. Siren cannot connect. And while it is a close affair for BETBOOM, they will not win it out. And there we go. That is done again in favour of this Eyeballers side. If I'm honest, I am so shocked to see like how one-sided this game is. You know, I thought BETBOOM, rightly so as well. I thought BETBOOM were gonna be the team that goes 7-0 up here. I thought they were gonna be the team that run away with this. It's the complete opposite.
That's not even close in some of the rounds. The Eyeballers, they've got some fun set up for a rainy day as well. They're doing everything right. The BETBOOM, now they've made the right decision. Heat needs to back down in the flames. JW at the edge of the smoke. That's the bomb call, and it actually drops to the left side as well, so they're fully going to have to go around the corner. Can't just pick it up over at the ramp. They do have a flank by the name of Zorte, but, well, I mean, he's got one kill on the board thus far. JW does manage to actually get another kill, but then Zorte comes through from behind, activates and brings this into a 3-on-3. Heat goes peeking. The Pepsor does ice out Zorte, and all of a sudden, they're back in with a chance because Sapik has been able to creep down the line.
Oh, yeah, look at this. There's your long player caught out. They know the last man's on site. But Pepsor low HP himself. They only need one shot. And Chiron will take it for BETBOOM. 7-1. BETBOOM on the board. Finally getting around to their name. Took them long enough, didn't it? Took them long enough.
Yeah. And this was mainly Eyeballers not realizing where exactly they've been infiltrated. I mean, he peeking off into mid. Perhaps a tad bit careless considering, well, they did give up ramp and the entirety of the B site. Eyeballers still, when it comes to odds, the favourites. Of course, they are at the scoreline currently, but there is another map that we also have repressed the expectations on. BETBOOM lining up for a hit. What first of them? At least down. JW does go down, but a huge nade at least landed.
Push into the site. Numbers left level in the 3v3. Opening trades haven't really favoured either side. Flash actually finding the players towards CT. Spam attempted from Heat. Nearly connecting, finding the mark, but doesn't. They back away. And it all sits silent. BETBOOM still with the best part of a minute to work with to get this bomb plant, but I think more cautious as to where the entirety of this CT side lie right now, hence why it is Siren that goes on a bit of an adventure.
Flash is posturing defensively. Going behind the down and fully forcing Siren to clear him out, but Flash looking for a fight. So is Heap and Danis. Danis, well, he loses his battle. Senor Vac also coming through. Flush is one of his duo, and then Heap, he doubles up. So BETBOOM. The streak of winning is very short-lived there.
One and done, mate. That's what they're good for. A fantastic display yet again from Eyeballers. Composure in that 3v3. All the frags go their way. All the opportunities fall in their favour, and that's it. It's 8 on the board. The best BETBOOM can do now on their T side is 4. Simply it.
Yeah, that wasn't in my expectation book for this series. Nice shot at Azorti, and he is able to finish the kill on Pepsor, but JW trades it right back. And I'll go and pick up the U2 and even the weapon as well. Smart stuff out of JW. Just to not allow those glows to be upgraded. To be fair, they're both no one-taps anyway. And they've got weapons on the side of BETBOOM and the heat at the moment. We can go for a trade, but BETBOOM, they've got a lot of map control at least.
Flash launched over the top of middle. Siren wanting to take a fight. JW sweeping towards Donut now as well. Everyone playing very, very slow on this Eyeballer's side. That opening 1-for-1 trade doesn't do much in the face of the round. However, 40 seconds left. BETBOOM still running on fumes to see if they can find a second.
And Anthony making all the noise, drawing the attention, and it's working perfectly. Because nobody's planting the bomb just yet. Can't go off of the sound cue. And they'll very quickly realise that all the noise that's been made. Siren. Okay, he is safe. There was somebody on the lookout. There was a smoke in the way of Sapik, though. Anthony about to go down. That's simple stuff, and now it's still BETBOOM in a 3v4 where they're going to have to get those thrusters kicking in.
Oh, great shot. Oh, but it's just gone back, High Fury. It's all been reversed. Flusher sticks a defuse. They know where Chiron is. The fuse is still being stuck. And the round is won. Eyeballers 9-1.
Yeah, it still doesn't sound surreal. Absolutely not. And BETBOOM, after in top 6 in Sydney, struggling against Eyeballers right now, who are technically playing with a stand-in. It's looking fantastic, and the stand-in is 10-5 right now. Obviously, that's Flusher, who was part of the main roster, so it really isn't as much of a stand-in as one might think, but yeah, Eyeballers. Nafany now at the start of it. JW, he's loved this aggression, and he's been absolutely sublime. 16-6 for years, and about to get a one-up on one of those tallies, and it is the kill department that he adds up in.
It's just disgusting. Eyeballers are farming this BETBOOM side right now. And I actually think farming's a nice way of putting it. BETBOOM are being demolished. And you've got to remember, this is in their own backyard. They picked this map for this BO3. They wanted to play Ancient. They thought that this was a bad map for Eyeballers. And look, unless Eyeballers turn blind on the T side, I really don't see a way in which they lose from this spot. This should be 10-1. Money for BETBOOM, probably not going to be good enough to invest again. So you're looking at an 11-1/2. Like, that's probably the most... This is, in fact, this is probably the most one-sided map of CS2 I think I've ever casted.
Yeah. Crazy. Ooh, Sapik has to be careful. But Eyeballers looking to end their 3 losing streak. This is decent out of BETBOOM at least, but then Heap comes in to cut off all the reinforcements, and BETBOOM, they had 3 people going into the B site, or at least, well, they had 2 out of the 3 that were available. Putting so much pressure on these individuals to show up and check all angles. Zorti has at least been able to cross, but he's so low. It's a 1v4.
Big time for Zorti, even swings it, tries to take down Sapik, a little bit of damage. But a head ED found, and this is difficult, isn't it? 10-1, mate. 10-1. If anything, this should be the scoreline flipped. It should be BETBOOM that are rolling over this Eyeballers side. Look at that over at 1xBet. My guess is they're frozen as well. I don't even think that's going to be accurate to the round. I wouldn't even have them at a 1.09, to be honest with you. I'd say this map's well and truly done.
Yeah, this is crazy. How much of a rough time BETBOOM has been having. I don't think anybody expected anything close to this. Even at 6-0 or saying, oh, BETBOOM could still finish this 6-6, because that's kind of the thing. You still hold out those expectations for a BETBOOM, but I think right now they've shown us enough that they are not going to be able to show up. Kyra, sure, nice kill, and then Heap also goes down into the drain. JW, Molly to come through, and actually goes aggressive here. There is a return Molly. JW is burning alive, then is forced to pull up the shot. Flush about to come through, sees Zorte at least, and is able to get on out of there. Eyeballers still in with a chance in the final round of the half.
Oh, look at this. They've been pinched in completely. There's one from JW. Tucks into cover. Kyron going to try and gun him down with the Galil, and he will get the opportunity to do so. Bomb outside A main. They could make the wraparound all the way to B. But at the same time, so will Flusher. So Kyron, where does he go to try and join up with his teammate? It still is the B site that they elect to go for.
There's still utility on Pepser, so as long as he retains his life, Danis is always going to be in danger, but he's flanking the long way around. It's going to take a while before he gets to the scene. He'll be able to do some crowd control. As soon as this bomb goes down, they'll activate Eyeballers. In terms of HP, it's a very similar battle, but Kyron and Pepser, they're the ones looked at the most.
Just got to go for this round here. It is the last of the half. Oh, but this timing. Pepsor opening frag. Danis low HP.
This is over.
I mean, look, unless if he has the wallbang spam, I really don't see it working out. Incendiary lands. Send your vac, Mr. Flusher. Makes it 11-1 Eyeballers.
Crazy. And the best part is, for any old school CS fans, it's JW and Flusher.
Yeah, it's a dream come true.
Absolutely. JW, fantastic. And Flusher, very much the same. So everything that I've mentioned, that Eyeballers, they might struggle purely due to adapting to a new game, but they've actually been the best thus far in BETBOOM. They have to with the pistol, otherwise they're basically out. Crazy.
Shocking, man. One pistol, that's it. BETBOOM's pick of the bunch. They might just get owned by this Eyeballers side. Dooley's in hand. Danis ready and raring to go. Opening frag, traded out. Flusher finds a double. That is not ideal. These Glocks are the gift that keeps on giving as Flusher. He hasn't lost it, has he? He really, really hasn't. So crisp on the Glock, looking for more, looking for heads. Will he find any? Yes, he will. On for the ace. He will be denied of it. Kyron not going to give him the time of day to do so. But BETBOOM lose 4 players to 1 pair of hands. Flusher the man to deliver bad news, and Kyron in the 1v3. It's going to be 12-1.
Yeah, simple as. Jesus. I won't even say BETBOOM right now. There's nothing that is looking good for BETBOOM. If they get this pistol, sure, we can add in a bit of copium. We'll do that for you. There's nothing. There's absolutely zilch that I'm willing to give BETBOOM right now. Kyra might even go down. He at least preserves his life. Eyeballers, they won't care. They've got enough money. And they're buying up, and they're about to pull this across the finish line.
Horrendous.
16.
Horrendous. Map of CS for BETBOOM. We started this game exactly 30 minutes ago. And we're already going to be a map down in this series.
Ridiculous. Huge stuff out of Eyeballers, and absolutely sure, we expected better out of BETBOOM, but I also expected less from Eyeballers. I'll be completely honest in that regard. They're looking very crisp, and the aggression that they're showing as well. It does show that they're not afraid of BETBOOM at all. That they are the ones that are setting the tone, and they know that right now. So they're continuing that trend. They're not backing down. They didn't crawl into their shell realizing, oh, we have to fight BETBOOM. We just have to put on a decent performance and we can be happy with ourselves. Right now, there's no damn other thing that will make them happy except winning.
Well, you best enjoy the 11 in a row requirement here for BETBOOM. If they don't find it, it's done. And they will lose out on their pick of this BO3. Firing away. Thank you very much. Heap with the opener. Chiron, a second with his USP means it's a little bit tricky to stomach, but they do get there. Nice shot from JW. Napoli on the back of the site. Oh dear.
It doesn't matter though.
It doesn't, you are right, it doesn't. But we all saw that happening from a mile off. Flusher, JW, 2v1. Bomb plant, and this is it. Zorti's got to clutch up. Give him a chance, even in this map. Nade goes out, to be fair. Zorti has delivered a very nice transfer. It'll be a second on the board for BETBOOM, but still 10 rounds behind the mark.
Yeah, this is still an insurmountable comeback, it feels like, but at least Zorti has got some individual reprieve. My oh my. I mean, Flusher, in just the one round, he's killed half the amount of Eyeballers players as Nafany did over the entire map. He's been having such a tough time, and the thing is, he's not the only one. Of course, you can have a bit of a lackadaisical performance as soon as you're the man in charge and you're calling the shots right, but well, you've got Zorti, who only really just started showing up in that previous round. First decent play, I'd say. And Eyeballers, they know that they've got this one in the hand. They can only give it away if they just continuously force by.
Yeah, there's no way this T-side led up a lead like this. Merely going to wait. Nice from Nafany. Danis making some dollars as well. Siren finding the last, and there we have it. 12-3. 3 on the board for BETBOOM. But that might just be enough because Eyeballers now on the full buy.
Yeah, it does still feel like a question of when, not if.
Yeah, 100%.
And it's going to feel like that for so incredibly long. Only when BETBOOM touch double digits, then the conversation starts changing. Eyeballers, they're going to do everything in their power to try and prevent that from happening. Can they push that? Is on the menu right now. Danis pushes into JW, and JW barely loses any of his HP. Upgrades to the A1S. Fights Kyra now as well with the A1S of his fallen teammate. Then he goes into the face of Nafany. Never mind. He didn't have the bullets, but the idea was somewhat there. In the meanwhile, Eyeballers, though, they're going to go over towards A.
Oh, great shot out of Zorti. Needs to be traded. Really emphatic stuff, this CT side. Now 2v3 to keep them alive in this map. Their selection of this BO3, I mean, is well and truly backfired if you ask me. Triple up towards main. Heap going to get the boost up towards tree. Smoke starts to fade away. I'm wondering if the M4 of Nafany did see him. By the looks of things, no. Drops a bit of utility on top of the bomb. Denial of the defuse. Team nade, because why not? It's Siren against 3. He goes for the stick, chucks the flashbang in, but it is all game over. Eyeballers 13-3. They have just destroyed BETBOOM on their pick of Ancient.
Absolutely ridiculous. Eyeballers obliterating BETBOOM, a top 20 team in the world, have just been manhandled. There's no other way about it. Eyeballers have completely obliterated. It is ridiculous. I don't think I could have expected this in my wildest dreams, even a fever dream. This didn't come up. We went into a triple overtime or something, but I don't really know what to say about this now.
No, I don't know either, mate, but I will say one thing. We'll have a minute to rethink and recoup our thoughts. We're back after the break with our second map of the BO3. BETBOOM, 13 rounds away from being eliminated, and now have to recover from embarrassment at the end of map 1.
very complicated job, but I love simple things so much. One move, one push. One touch. One love. One click. One XBet.
Watch the matches with BO3.GG, the official stats partner of CCT. Check out AI-powered predictions in live matches. Get access to live scoreboards packed with in-depth weapons and grenade statistics. Check out round maps in the match results. Extend your game vision with BO3.GG.
Yo, what are you doing?
Exhibit.
What do you think? I'm a paperclip? It's Mr. X to the Z. You need to quit browsing like a lame and get Opera GX. Because with GX mods, you can pimp your motherfucking browser. All you gotta do is click here, select the mod, and boom! New look, new sounds, new everything. It's not easy being a legend. Oh, not again. Change the mod now. Download Opera GX.
The hunger for glory feeds the desire, the courage to look for a challenge, to feed your ambitions. To reach for greatness. To become the champion of champions.
So, here we are, Hyperia, map number 2, BETBOOM. Could not convert their pick. It looked very dull, very bleak, and, well, opportunities heading into our second map. If I'm honest with you, mate, no high hopes whatsoever for this BETBOOM side. Let's see if they can live up to something on the CT side of Mirage. But, of course, this is Eyeballers' pick, and Eyeballers only need this one to find themselves in the quarterfinals.
Yeah, absolutely crazy how badly BETBOOM have been demolished on their own map pick. Now, Eyeballers don't have the greatest results. Look, they've got great results, but the greatest opponents on this map, whereas BETBOOM, they've got huge victories. They're still in with a chance, but it's mainly looking at how Ancient went that you really have to count them out of it. JW up close against Zorti. Zorti, and during the end of Ancient, did start firing to a certain extent, but really they left the bar so low throughout the rest of that map that you can't really expect anything. Danis able to make things even better for BETBOOM, as it's 2 players left for Eyeballers.
Nice shot from Nafany, and he now left in the 1 versus 4. Not happening here, says Chiron, and Danis combined to get a kill. And with that, it is a freebie first for this BETBOOM side. Looking for a little bit more than that, though. But the bar a little higher than that of Ancient.
This is a good start. And get back into the swing of it. And they also struggled in the pistol rounds. In the previous map, Eyeballers still not going to buy up into this. And just let that one go to rest. And, well, the idea right now is trying to see whether they can sneak flush into a plant on the A site while they cause havoc over at mid.
Yo, run boosts. Pepzor starting the charge. Everyone's just flying, to be honest, towards the middle of the map. But as you say, this is all to try and create a distraction so Flusher can squeak out towards the A site and get a plant. Unfortunately for him, there is Danis holding very strong. MP9 in hand. Nice shot from Sapik. That's... Oh. The bomb drops and the round done.
Yeah, Sapik also back raped. Nafany to mop up the final kill to also get the go-ahead. So he's on the same amount of frags as he was in the entirety of the previous map as well. And the thing is, it wasn't only Nafany, it was the entire team that was struggling to put up any performance. But this is at least a good start. Now that we get into the gun round here, maybe Eyeballers can start fighting back, as the odds still massively favour BETBOOM.
Don't blame him. I think if you just take it no context, map by map basis, BETBOOM should always be ahead of the Eyeballers side. Of course, it's not the display that we saw in map 1, but here in map 2, there is a different confidence about this BETBOOM side. Nice first kill from Nafany as he digs Flusher an early grave.
What a way it would be for BETBOOM to get back from a loss, from a devastating loss on their own map, to now obliterate Eyeballers.
Yeah, exactly.
They still have the capabilities, right? That's the thing. You have a bad map, it doesn't have to set the tone. They're experienced enough. JW, however, he's been so key to the performances, now not being able to creep up any further. Very fragmented from the rest. He went rogue for a bit there, as Eyeballers don't really have a bigger cause that he was able to accomplish with that.
All sorts in the name of utility being lobbed out. It's only a single Molotov and HE left between the T side. It's Pepzor and Sapek that hold that. Rest of this squad, for the CT side at least, should be in pretty comfortable positions. I don't think there's any worry that these guys mess up a scenario like this, although Sorty has allowed Heap to creep up Khan.
Danis will prevent that from growing any further. Nafany also there as the back read. Not gone out of the vision just yet. Sapik somewhat has, as he crosses Nafany's vision. It's all BETBOOM. And they managed to mop up another round here. Nafany leading by example. Heap doing huge work for the team here, and unfortunately for him, he couldn't win against Danist, who then was able to position back onto the side as well.
This is already screaming success, a lot more so than what we saw on Ancient. In the first 3 rounds, BETBOOM have won the exact same amount as they did in the entirety of map 1, so yeah, I think it's safe to say better start.
Yeah.
CT side, a well-received beginning. Eyeballers need to start focusing on the future though, because right now, their T side has been pretty subpar, losing out on a pistol and a gun buy. Now means BETBOOM in a confident spot, and as you can see, they make sure they abuse that confidence.
That's one tap on Flusher. Pepsor does manage to drag down one into the grave with him. But overall, it's all BETBOOM. Not as dominant as Eyeballers were in the first 4 rounds of Ancient.
Yeah.
They keep having 3 players alive, 2 sometimes, but BETBOOM, they are still able to build up an economy a tad bit.
Four 0. It is an electric start for the BETBOOM side. Eyeballers need to have a long, hard look at themselves in this round because it's another investment and another chance to try and creep around into the game. Not happening here, says the AWP of Zorti. Nafany, a bit too joyful and jovial as he swings underpass, thinking he's the king of the world. He does get humbled a little bit. That does mean a 4v4 to work from. Eyeballers, a clean slate to try and claim a round from.
Definitely have to get on the board because BETBOOM, historically, they've been better on their T side, and so have Eyeballers. And they're already starting to get within the range of a very good half-line score, all considering the score lines and what they've been able to do in the past. Zorti with the AWP on the lookout. Barely had it out in the previous one, but Eyeballers, they went off of contact. He trying to spray Zorti down. Actually does manage to do that a whole lot more than he might anticipate. But Danis gets himself back on site in the face of Flusher. And then Kyron swipes in as well, and that just leaves Heap also dead.
It's not pretty, is it? BETBOOM now giving Eyeballers a very similar treatment to as they were punished with on Ancient. Looking incredible, isn't it? Just every round. Always finding themselves a step up in terms of numbers, and from there, spiraling into success after success. Eyeballers with attack pause. 30 seconds to breathe. I think, do we even see one of them in map 1? Let me quickly double check. Yeah, one from BETBOOM at round 6, 5-0 down. It's the only time we saw a timeout from them. So, an equal standpoint here.
That most definitely didn't work, though, for BETBOOM. Well, maybe Eyeballers can have some more success with it, because when BETBOOM called it, they didn't really have money to buy up into it. Eyeballers, they do. Well, they just want to go for the Deagle buy, considering JW wouldn't be able to get out an AWP. And, I guess I placed a lot of value in that. Eyeballers just got to try and do damage here, but we could have a very quick map up again here.
Definitely could. Scary to see how lopsided this start is. As I said, mirror image of what we saw in the first map. Just the role seems to be reversed. Nice shot from Pepsor. Isn't just the only kill that's been found in this round as well. It's Sapek and his Tech 9 that managed to find some ground. Chiron to level the playing field. One through the smoke, Zorti the other, and Pepsor's just been spotted dropping in towards sight. Another headshot claimed. This Deagle doing damage. Any more, he'll be asking. Moving around the edge here goes Siren. Able to find Pepsor before the Deagle becomes any more of a danger to the CT side. 6-0. Bit of a wonky round, but one that BETBOOM still get right.
Very quick. Eyeballers, they're able to do as much damage as they were. I reckon they can call themselves a happy team. Also with the bomb plan, of course, they're going to be fine with how this round ran out. Lovely shooting out of Pepser, and he did his job twofold. Now Eyeballers need to get back into the swing of it. They've got an AWP out for JW, and those odds, they very quickly decide who's going to be winning this.
Yeah, this seems a little more appropriate. Seems a little more fitting. That BETBOOM 6-0 up and looking this strong. Nice start from Nafany. Confidence in underpass, and it results. Free opening kill. Eyeballers no trades. That means A is their only option at this point.
It still looks like Sapik wants to find a way through the smoke. Well, this is a pressed up setup. Pepsor. One tap is all that is needed. Danist. I think I might be safe from the molly, but Sapik about to walk into his demise. Lands a shot on Nafany, but it's not a headshot. Danist is actually safe in the corner. I might forget about him. Pepsor indeed did. He's still able to swivel over. That's a bit of a let up from Danist. And jumping into mid, not checked properly, but now they know where the final player is.
JW's got to pick up a bomb, choose a site, and take it and plant all within 40 seconds now. First on the to-do list checked off, but with the hardest 3 up next, I really don't see a way in which the Swedes able to beat Nafany and Siren hit. Desperation, man. 7-0. This is a pretty rough start. A tough watch as well, may I say. You know, to see Eyeballers go from absolutely clobbering in map 1 to now getting absolutely dismantled here in map 2.
Yeah, this is rather crazy. And to see such a swivel in such a short amount of time, it speaks to the mental fortitude of the player, but also very much does show that whatever happened on the Ancient, it's something that they can't ever let happen again. And we've still got a third map up ahead as well if BETBOOM continue on this trend. Even if they don't, they've done their work for the CT side, and this now is only... Every single round that they win is for the betterment of the team, of course, but the bar's already been reached.
Round 8, any different for Eyeballers? I mean, right now the only thing that's standing out is that we're actually up in HP for once. Feels like we've always found ourselves a mound down, or with troubles looming around. That boot should have been heard, to be honest, by the ears of Nafany. Hasn't been. And Nafany walks right by JW. And smoke will fade. Nafany should see him and shoot him in the back. And he will do exactly that.
And Zorti kills Flusher as well. Nade lands at the feet of Sapik. And this is some lovely work here for a BETBOOM. Know exactly what's going on. Danis, yet again, gets caught lacking though. He's 6-4, and it feels like in the past few rounds he's been having a really rough time. Sapik's wide swing to try and get rid of the orb. Zorte hiding behind Siren, and as soon as Siren goes down, he pulls the trigger. And as BETBOOM in such a huge advantageous situation as Kyron misses out on an AK because Zorte was too generous.
Really clean pickups. And yet again, it's just an easy performance, right? Like, problem is, Hypheria, when we cast a game, you know, usually we get two teams, there's bits and bobs to talk about, and it's like, well, you know, if they win this round, this half could be pretty interesting, and it's like, well, you know, if, like, this team can do this, then maybe there's a chance. Bro, we've just seen a 13-3, and right now we're on track for a 13-0. Like, it is the most one-sided games of CS I think I've seen. And this is a round of 16 matchup, you know? This isn't like a Swiss system game where it's like, you get one team that has been playing in Tier 2 for donkeys and one team that's just like fluke qualified. This is it. This is like the top of the top when it comes to this tournament, right? Central Europe Series 8. It's the last one.
And yeah, especially have to throw eyes at BETBOOM and how they're performing right now, because they just had a huge LAN that they're able to do incredibly well in, and then all of a sudden you come back and you're struggling against eyeballers who've got a stand-in. And Flush having to come back from retirement and getting a 1.44 rating in his first game that he's back. That's something that shouldn't be allowed to happen. BETBOOM.
Great shot from Zorti. Pixels of Sapek being shown in the initiative to take the fight is nice. Good shot out of Pepzor and his Deagle, but of course, there is always a response out of BETBOOM. A step ahead of the curve. Senor Vac will walk into the crosshair of Siren. Flush for no more. 9-0.
Yeah. I mean, they're just getting dismantled. It's as simple as that. Eyeballers. They were able to obliterate BETBOOM with the aggression, with the aim in the previous map. That probably got them rattled a little bit. But now it's just all BETBOOM right back, and even if eyeballers get the remainder of the rounds, this is still not really anything that's alive. Missed smoke as well in the window. Nafany right all the way down range, nicely controlled as he's 14-4 right now.
This is pretty savage, Hypera. I'm not gonna lie, mate. I don't think I've ever casted a BO3 in my lifetime where one team wins map 1 so convincingly, and then just when you think it couldn't get any worse, like in terms of domination, I head into the second map, and then the opposite team plows through the team that just looked unstoppable in map 1. Like, I don't think it's ever happened to me. Odds over at 1xbet, you know, they're throwing up mid-round here because we already know the fate of this map. Of course, Stacky, our producer for today, a legend, running this whole ship solo, so I've got to give him some props, because I'd fall at the first hurdle when it comes to running this stream. So a big thanks to him. But yeah, you saw what it said there, Hyperia. Like a 1.01 to 12, I think, something like that, if my memory serves me correctly. Like, dude, really? Like, that means if you put $1,000, $1,000 on BETBOOM to win, right? You're gonna land an extra 10 in your bank account. $10. Well done, sir.
Yeah, I don't think that's worth the risk. Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty surefire that BETBOOM are gonna win, but I just had the idea of putting 1,000 on the line to make 10. Yeah, if you've got 1,000 to spend, I don't think you're gonna care about making 10.
Yeah.
Current. Yeah, he's gonna make matters worse. It doesn't even matter. I feel like this is already decided. It doesn't matter what we talk about right now. I mean, Flush is low, JW is low, BETBOOM, they're in control.
What do we even talk about? Like, the events of the day? Like, it feels so comical. 11-0. What in God's green earth is this best of 3? Give you a bigger stat line. We are officially 67 minutes into a BO3, and we are 2 rounds away from completing our second map. This has got to be the quickest 3-map BO3 I think we'll ever see.
Yeah. Yeah, it has to be. I mean, CS2 definitely makes that a whole lot easier, but even in the previous iteration of this game, this would have been a swift one. I think the only place that I can remember something like this happening, it's not even distinct teams, but I'm going to presume South America play-ins, CCT as well, that something like this went on. One team dominates the one map, and then they come right back, but it should never happen here. Eyeballers trying to fight back, and Sapek doesn't manage that at all. Nice shot at a heap at least, but it's still BETBOOM are encroaching 3v2.
It's the best chance they've had yet. Here the Eyeballers side. No pressure, Siren. Clutch to keep the dreams of a 13-0 alive. It would be my first of CS2. Can he deliver? First fight, not going to be taken. Flusher sits passive. He's picked up a smoke. He's got a flashbang, a nade, and a kit. Smoke goes out. Nade dropped in. He's going to peek. There's the first headshot. Behind him is the second. And JW's revealed his spot. Spamming away! Siren makes it 12 for 12. There will be no stopping BETBOOM. It is a flawless CT side. It is 12-0.
Yeah, I don't know, mate. I don't know. I don't know what they've done in that little break in between, but somebody probably wasn't happy at all with that 13-3, and they all felt it. And they felt like they had something to prove, and they did. And even with this 12-0 right now, that's more of the expected scoreline. And BETBOOM losing 13-3 on Ancient on their own map pick. That is really the scoreline that you think, what the hell has happened there? But it's all up to the pistol.
Is it going to be? Pepzor, blind. Oh, nice first shot from Pepzor, dinked. And a second before he falls away. Nafany, Siren, Zorti to complete the clean sweep of Mirage. One will be planted. Forced into the post. JW sits within the stairs smoke. Everyone else getting ready for a retake. 4 players from CT. Siren's going to have a field day here if he's not careful enough. The Julies will find it. Nafany versus 4, and it is none other than Flusher that will put Eyeballers one and only round on the board.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you even celebrate that? Like, do you get hyped if you win a pistol here?
No way. No way. And they still know the position. It's kind of like you have to take this step by step if you're Eyeballers. Because otherwise, you're never. It's just too big of a mental blockade that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So you have to take it step by step. But in winning the pistol here, it's. I think only after a crucial round, when they're on 5 or 6, that they're gonna fully start celebrating. Like, okay, nice. Now we're somewhat in with a chance. Because right now they still know that the chances are so slim. Because BETBOOM planted the bomb. They're buying into this.
Desperate times call for the desperate measures, and to be fair, winning a pistol does help out a little bit. Danis to Zorti, both with frags. Sapit gets one back, but ultimately, that's still a man advantage for BETBOOM here. With the lesser buy, they're making things work.
Right now, they're just preventing that. We had our first 13-0 in CS2. Zorti, he survives for a little bit longer, does a lot of damage to Flusher, and it doesn't matter who peeks. Danis does it with a headshot. A body shot would have done it as well, but BETBOOM, they answer right back with an even more dominating scoreline.
The losing team has won 4 rounds across 2 maps. What a... it's a crazy BO3. Like, quite honestly, I don't know what to say after a game like that. How do you even comment on the events of a BO3 when it goes 3-13, 13-1? I don't know, Hyperia. Fortunately for us, we get a bit of a break to recoup ourselves before heading into Overpass. Not too long until we jump into that. A little bit of an extended break gives us time to, like, I feel like I need to hit like a restart button, you know, like an on-off switch or something. But yeah, that is it. We're done for map 2. On to the 3rd and final. We'll see you in a second for our decider. Eyeballers BETBOOM. It goes the distance.
Very complicated job, but I love simple things so much. One move. One push. One touch. One love. One click. One expert.
Tired of boring case openings? Do you always get only cheap skins? The Hellcase website has tons of options to upgrade your inventory. It's up to you to participate in giveaways, events, or compete with other players in opening cases. Hellcase, your world of expensive skins.
Watch the matches with BO3.GG, the official stats partner of CCT. Check out AI-powered predictions in live matches. Get access to live scoreboards packed with in-depth weapons and grenade statistics. Check out round maps in the match results. Extend your game vision with BO3.GG.
Well, what are you doing?
Exhibit.
What do you think? I'm a paperclip? It's Mr. X to the Z. You need to quit browsing like a lame and get Opera GX. Cause with GX mods, you can pimp your motherfucking browser. All you gotta do is click here, select the mod, and boom! New look, new sounds, new everything. It's not easy being a legend. Oh shit, not again. Change the mod now! Download Opera GX!
The champion of champions.
Welcome back to the CCT podcast. We got a couple of things to break down for you. We got some post-player break tournament results. We got the current CCT rankings, and we got the results of the online finals number 2. Interview coming up as well.
Enjoy the interview with one of my favourite and incredibly handsome individuals, along with Taz. It's going to be a banger.
So lots of exciting topics. The absolute legend of the game, it is Taz.
Directly beside him, Taco work together, but they don't go in the same peak. Oh, Taz! The devil strikes, and Taz ties the game.
How's your retirement been? Would you get back with the old VP squad?
Would our fans like to see this?
The hunger for glory feeds the desire, the courage to look for a challenge, to feed your ambitions. To reach for greatness. To become the champion of champions.
Welcome in, ladies and gents, a decider map on this weird and wacky BO3. BETBOOM Eyeballers goes the distance. And I don't know what to say, to be honest with you, mate, because this is one hell of a BO3 that we've watched so far. I am in pure shock that we're here in the way that we have been so quickly as well. 13-3, 13-1, and our decider of overpass to see who will be making it to the quarterfinals.
BETBOOM's first pick, Eyeballers. Historically, we all know Flush and JW love this map. They should be able to put up a good fight here, Eyeballers. Starting on that T side. This is going to be the battle that kicks all things loose, but on the other side, don't really have casualties. This is huge aggression for BETBOOM in Connector, and as soon as that door swings open, and they might get more than they bargained for. Flush and tries to wriggle his way through. JW doesn't manage. Kyron, he's able to stand tall, but Siren didn't help him out at all. Felt the pressure too much. The bomb is down in an awkward spot, though, for Eyeballers.
Yeah, got to try and work this one out. How do they get the bomb and then transition it towards a site, considering it was so con-heavy? They got to figure something out, don't they? So much noise being made from the heavens. But Siren, oh my days. That was disgusting.
Different breed. Heap of Sappic. Will be left to mop up the pieces here. I should be able to get a bomb plant here. Nothing is. Closing in quickly, and they do manage to get the bomb plant, but nothing after that as BETBOOM retake control of the site, and after with that 5-second fuse, very quickly it's gonna get rid of eyeballers. There's chances. And BETBOOM off to a great start here.
Slick business being taken care of by the BETBOOM boys, as you say. Doing very, very well. An emphatic performance from them so far, and they can keep trying to push the buttons off this Eyeballers attack. But, of course, made tricky in this second round as Eyeballers elect to invest. Rightly so. They've got the funding to do so. They're going to give it a good go from this spot. See what they can deliver. But right now, main focus is how well this BETBOOM side can match up against Eyeballers, because while they did a brilliant job in map 2, we all remember the events of map 1.
Yeah. This is impossible to call, really.
It is.
And BETBOOM. 20 players over towards B, and Azorti with the P90. He's definitely been coming into the meta. It's not necessarily a bad gun, but it's just the value is always tough to get out of it. And as soon as it's expensive, almost as its MP9 counterpart. But this is BETBOOM setting the tone, and Eyeballers, they're not getting a second to let their voice air out.
Yeah, making sure that they keep closing the walls on this Eyeballers attack. Less rounds here means more of a job to be done in the second half, and that's exactly what they're looking for, to be honest with you. Trying to string together the success. Peek on in, Nafferty with one, Sapek, oh okay, and Pepzor, and another. Hold on a second, Hyperia. Most players, most teams, most casters would have this round as a write-off, but instead Pepzor's made a meal of it. Pepzor is making a meal of this situation. And are you telling me he's going to win it all? No, he will be stopped at the final hurdle, but my God, does that get way too close for comfort.
He even tags up Kyron there as well. He was already low on HP, just barely able to survive. With 30 HP, left with 7. By the end of it. My oh my. What a performance out of Pepzor, and now you actually have a pretty decent argument to just continue buying up into it. Considering how much damage he did to the BETBOOM team. Eyeballers, they do go for it indeed. Just to keep up the pressure, because BETBOOM, they're bringing out a P90 and MP9 again. And Eyeballers want to make sure that even if this goes awry and their plan doesn't really work out the way that they were intending it to, now they've got an easy way in it, so as soon as they win a round, they will be on the board twofold, because BETBOOM don't have money to buy anymore.
Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it? Very difficult to summarise and stomach, but here we are. Two for two. Another rebuy for Eyeballers. They know that this finance is looking pretty close to one another. So if they can, give it a good go. Convert from this spot. And BETBOOM's money will be completely eradicated.
Well, right now it's only Eyeballers who are getting eradicated. Finally, Heap is able to fight back just a little bit, bring it into a 2v3, which now is possible. There's a flank coming through. Nafany aggressing deep nade, but it's Danis who got the first look into the site. Now they know, and the entire hole crumbles because there were only 2 players involved with it. BETBOOM, they continue their winning streak.
This from Zorti was pretty sick, but yeah, I mean, look. Set on straight records, 3 for 3, opening games. very one-sided. This one, at least, started out to be the same. But of course, we all know that a game of Counter-Strike is not about 3 rounds. There's a whole 12 to be played here. Eyeballers with a very early tac pause, the earliest in any map that we've seen today so far. It is round number 4 that Eyeballers call for a little bit of a breather before they head back into the action. Makes sense as well, considering Hyperia, the stakes of this map, you know. You've got to think about the points as well that you get. You know, top place in this event with 150. I think second place not too far off that as well. And you've got to remember it's the last tournament of this series, so effectively, whatever is done here is where you're going to end up in the points ranking. Are you going to make the online finals if you lose this series? No is the answer. So something's got to change.
Yeah, there's definitely still something to be played for here. I bet, but maybe the scope of this tournament, this particular one individually, considering they just did well at IEM Sydney, yeah, sure. Not to the same prestige, but when getting to that online finals, you do get a huge prize pool again.
Yeah, global finals as well.
Yeah, definitely. No, it actually barely tags up Sapik as Eyeballers. They look to grind forward here and dismantle this BETBOOM defense, but it's JW to go down first. Flush activates on top of that and does get Danis, but Siren peeks around the corner to fight that advantage right back in the favor of BETBOOM. Sapik against the A1S distance as Azorte wins.
Should be a freebie here for the BETBOOM side now. Not expecting any heroics from this spot whatsoever. Should be a straightforward, clean-cut round for this CT side. And I'll tell you what, for a CT side start, it's been pretty impressive. I've got to give it to the BETBOOM side. No round has felt too close for comfort. I mean, the Pepzor 1v4 attempt was outrageously close, but other than that, you know, for the most part at least, I think they can be very happy with the performance.
Yeah, most certainly. And proving more and more that that first map was a fluke of epic proportions. Eyeballers, they know that the bomb is lost, but their rifles don't need to adhere to that. And they can just get saved over, bring him into the next round. Does create an awkward economical scenario. When you're at max loss bonus, that is very quickly resolved.
Bit of a slow end, Eyeballers wanting to save, of course. And that makes sense. No need to overpress this situation in any way. It is simply just about making sure that your finances are in the right spot. With a 4-round loss bonus as well, Eyeballers should be in a pretty okay position to be able to just reinvest. If I'm not mistaken, they have that 4-round loss bonus. I'm opting for a more passive approach, taking a half buy here, and then fully investing in the next, which for me is actually the safer approach, considering as well you've got to understand this map is still CT sided. You know, there's not an imbalance anymore. It's still very strong one way or another. It's about putting as many effective rounds as you can on the board. So Tech9's into those rifles, this to the next.
Eyeballers starting to pivot over towards that A site. BETBOOM. Still plenty of utility in the way, and for Eyeballers, not yet. And they've got a path to success here. There are only 2 players on that A site. Very defensive, and this can all go tumbling very quickly. Zorte taking a fair bit of damage already. That AUG could reign supreme long range. The A1S, ooh, Zorte, I think he saw JW, peeks right into him again, and then Zorte gets the kill on Pepsor. And before it even really started, one part of the pincer move has already been dismantled, and the rest of it, and that's what BETBOOM are working on right now. He managed to get one, but then Siren, and all the reinforcements are there.
Should be a difficult time, should it, for them to clear out Flusher. Did the hard part in gutting out the entirety of this attack. They will do one better. Money shall suffice. They roll into round 6, 5-0 ahead.
Yeah, I don't want to see another one-sided round map here, though. It is very much looking like it, but... And thus far, this best of 3. It was very interesting to start it off with. Eyeballers all of a sudden being in with a bigger chance, but... On BETBOOM, they've regained control of the steering wheel, switching up the positions as well now. Azorti and Kyron more pressed up and more engaging. Azorti and JW going down. A simple start for BETBOOM.
Shouldn't be much of a worry at all, should it? Spam attempted by Pepsol through the smoke, but already being advantaged in numbers. Considering the lesser weapons find their way into the T side buy, this should be as free as could be, to be honest with you. Hyperia, not much of a worry whatsoever. Should be able to clock in a very, very decent score for this first half. And I mean, already being 6-0 up speaks volumes to how well these guys have been playing.
Azorti did go down. Must have been a pretty nifty shot out of Flasher. That does engage the rest of Eyeballers to go for this A site. Sapik runs through and there's nobody really able to trade or anything. Nafany does manage to double up for the BETBOOM side. Now they can just play patient. Don't have any utility anymore actually, but I'll go for the bomb plant. Flusher body show and did at least get the bomb down, but this is rather bleak right now.
So one-sided. Every single start, I think, what, 6-1, 6-0, 6-0 in terms of the first part of the first half. A disgusting amount of pressure now put on the Eyeballers side because their T side quite quickly becomes panic stations. Oh my god, what is happening? How are we fumbling here? Odds over at 1xBet saying, you're done. Before we even get the ball rolling, you are done.
Yeah, fair. It's 6-0 for BETBOOM. It's just about the tone that gets set. You know, when the team that is already advantageous coming into the map starts running away with it, you don't have any hope for the other team to catch up. I'm sure it's happened in the past, but I don't know whether this is going to be one of such times. Eyeballers. What you say the bar is for them?
Honestly,
to reach.
Honestly, 4 rounds at an absolute minimum. Like, at a bare minimum, 4 rounds.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough.
Anything less than that, and I can't give them a chance in this game. Anything more than that, obviously, fair enough. You know, well played. Congratulations. You know, you got a chance. Especially when you move on to the CT side second. But right now, I am seeing a very unconfident, and very, very wonky Eyeballers that just can't seem to put pen to paper and even write down their thoughts, never mind express them.
It seems very fragmented. You know, what they did so well in Ancient is you know, working together as a team, showing a lot of aggression, sure, but right now, Sapik, yeah, fantastic stuff, and they're going to be able to capitalize upon that, of course, but it was a solo effort, so Sapik goes down there, you're just kind of looking at it and thinking, now what? Now what do Eyeballers do? That has worked, of course, it's a whole lot different, but they do also have a massive flank coming through in the back line, so they're 2 players defending this site, and they're going to fight teeth and nail in order to hold on to it. Nice shot.
That is very nice, actually. Siren with 1, traded out by Flusher. Zorti 1v3. Now listen, this guy has got talent, but unfortunately not enough to put a 7th on the board. Eyeballers finally break through with a first. and with a round on the board to their name. Took them long enough, to be honest with you, Hyperia. Took them long enough.
On their path to the 4th. That's the goal here for Eyeballers.
Yeah.
Lovely shooting out of Sapik. JW as well, to have the presence of mind. Mainly just checking connector, but seeing it from the corner of his eye and able to locate that kill quickly. Very important for Eyeballers that they now are finding their way back into it. That's only a start.
Definitely. Gonna have another look. Gonna have another strike at success here. It's alright. We've all been there. Flashbang hitting about every single wall on the map before exploding, but right now, no damage done to either side. This is a comfy start. Eyeballers haven't ran into any of this BETBOOM default because the CT side playing incredibly passive in this round, and I mean miles away from the hotly contested points. You know, no con presence, no short, no long, no nothing towards B. It is just dead quiet across the entire map right now.
And that's now broken. Sapik moving through. Firing on all cylinders in these past few rounds. Kyron trying to look for Sapik, but it's Sapik all the way through, but the jump cost him his life. Danis gets killed by JW as Eyeballers are actually rotating over towards B. Huge call, but Siren there to hold the line, at least for a little bit. Backs down, knows that the kill that he's just gotten is way back into it. And Peps are also going down. This is rather awkward now. Nathany just about being able to escape, but look how close Siren already is. There's no way that Flusher expects this to happen, and JW just threw the smoke so they know exactly where he is.
All onto him though, AWP in his hand. Electing for the knife for the extra movement right now. Making sure he's ready for those no-scopes. Smoke starts to fade, smoke starts to appear, and Nathany, who is able to find the frag. Really well played, nicely done. And BETBOOM up to a 7th, despite a very, very promising previous from Eyeballers. It means nothing in the grand scheme of things. BETBOOM right back to business, right back to winning ways.
Yeah, JW, he was fully banking on BETBOOM trying to go quickly so he could hide out into the smoke and come out on the other side. That's the only play he can really make, otherwise he'd have to rotate around into the monster tunnel, and you're still looking at a pretty deadless round. So, you have to play what you're given there, Eyeballers. Not given a whole lot, just the one round, and they have to work hard for it. And the 2v4, that's got to be crushing.
It's got to be, right? Because that's prime opportunity to find more. More rounds, more opportunities. Bigger and better stories to be told. And right now, none of that has happened. It has been a disappointment, to say the least. And it's the AWP of Zorti that opens the scoring here in round number 9. A great start, and there is no fumbling of that advantage either. Eyeballers still very much on it.
Yeah, the emotions definitely getting tempered here. If you're a fan of Eyeballers. At least he isn't looking all that great. Man down again, and as soon as they want to push, there's another molly reignited. Right in their face. I'm sure that's going to go out quickly, but then the nade is thrown. Nice layer in, but Siren actually doesn't work out at all. And what an entry. And he doubles up on it. Yet again, Eyeballers, they do have an advantage, and even more so now that Nathany went down. Kyron will also hit the paving. And then all of a sudden, it's all up to Zorti.
It's a big ask from him, isn't it? A very big ask. What do? You're an AWP against 3. You're certainly not going to try and give Heat the ace. Never mind that. You're not going to give him a way in. There's no way you could offer up the round here. So it shall be a round on the board for Eyeballers. Took him long enough, to be honest with you, my friend. Took him long enough.
And even now with a secondary on the board, well, the seconds or two has to survive, but with the kill heap, they realise that's not worth it trying to hunt him down. But sure, it's a secondary round. There needs to be more where that came from. We already mentioned the minimum bar, and
yeah,
it's gonna be tough to reach that, especially considering the AWP save out of Zorte. The money for the rest of the BETBOOM team is very low. So if Eyeballers manage to capitalise upon this round, they're gonna reach the bar.
Definitely, but my bar was the absolute minimum, right? It's not the ideal scenario you want to be in, you know, at 8-4 down at the end of the half, so you are right. While definitely we were saying that if there was ever a chance it'd have to be with 4 rounds, the more the merrier is the saying that we'll go here as we head into this one. Very nice start from the AWP of Zorti, but quite quickly countered by that of the T side as well. Heap is having a great third map, to be fair to him. He's found 4 in the last, and the 1 in this one. Scary. Very, very scary to see how well this T side's been operating as of recent.
They are somewhat pincered into this B maneuver. And also with Siren sitting around the corner, he's just got a 5.7.5 as HP. But if he goes unchecked, that's going to be huge issues for this Eyeballer side. Even if they don't even go that way, that's going to be a thorn in the side. Zorte quickly rotating over, cuts off JW from this boost, and the MP9 on the side. Peps are in the flames, and he'll go up in smokes. There's Flusher, last man remaining. And even the absolute minimum is now the absolute best that Eyeballers can reach.
And that is a very scary thought, isn't it? Considering, as we were lining up to be, that this BETBOOM side do not give up. We know how strong some of their T sides can be. The CT sides are looking incredible as well right now, has to be said. And it's the lettering that spells out disaster for the boys in yellow. Eyeballers, they'll be offered 30 seconds to chat, but it's at the invitation of BETBOOM. Right now, no confidence at all in this Eyeballers side to be able to keep up with the pace that BETBOOM have been delivering.
Really rough dealings here for Eyeballers. Hero AK. But Heap has been doing nice. The Flush and JW that we saw on Ancient are also really nowhere to be seen for the past 2. Heap taking a bit of tag damage will answer the calls to start firing back, but AK has got a bit more bullets to try and land JW. Going up with contact, Dennis is holding down the line, and he spotted the shadow already. Now that Hero AK is in enemy territory. Nade, sure, is very close to Dennis, and you even tagged him up, but your only way of winning the round is laying out right there in front of him.
Delivery of this round so critical. Heap, this man does not stop his punishment. Another kill in another round. It's his Deeg this time. I feel like the man can pick any gun and it finds something. It's a nice shot from Zorti though to counter that. Oh my word, he's not far off the spams either. Great from Monster Nafany. Good coverage with his AK. Sapek now left alone. 1 on 4. And I do not see this one going positively whatsoever for this T side, unless Sapek can maybe give him something, you know, an extra kill, a bit of extra damage, whatever it may be. Could have been a nice addition, but it won't. As the dust settles, it is BETBOOM now up to 9.
Yeah, this is more of the same of the previous maps. Very dominant for one side, and BETBOOM even another tactical pause. Sure, taking a whole lot of them.
Don't know why though.
Yeah, I guess going into the final round, maybe they want to get in double digits really badly, but they've already got eyeballers by the balls. There's no two ways about it.
Yeah, that is definitely one way of putting it, isn't it? But yeah, I do agree with you. I think this is just a very difficult situation to try and recover from. Clearly, BETBOOM, as you say, literally taking this time out for the sake of ensuring absolutely nothing gets past them in this final round. We go 10-2, and a pistol round would devastate them. And to be fair, it will. A very, very short clock has been placed on this map, and it is Eyeballer's turn to try and outlast it. It's round number 12. It's last of the half, and it is do or die for this Eyeballer's attack. The difference between 2 and 3 is very minimal, but at least fighting for their dignity.
Yeah, well, the difference is very minimal. Marginally, you're able to improve your scoreline in a pretty massive way. Even then, even when you get the pistol, you're still pretty far out, but it's about giving yourself any way back in that you're looking for right now. It's even Kyron together with Zorti on the double all pink. If you've got the money in the final round, he's probably got a rifle laying about here and ready for the swap.
Just holding the angle. It's a tag. No frag just yet, but it is a lot of information passed off, I think it's safe to say, for this CT side. Look, that was a leg shot, and there's plenty more than just the one around here. We should be ready for a bit of an A play. We should be ready for what's in front of us.
Double up on A. Love the setup. Yeah, this is going to be tough for Eyeballers, but when you catch Zorte lacking, you all of a sudden think that there's going to be a huge opening. Obviously, BETBOOM, they're going to go crushing down as well, and again, a team molly this time. But they do manage to extinguish it and still get onto the site. Nathany tries to fight back, wriggle himself in there, but, well, Eyeballers, they do have a damn good chance to at least win the final round of the half.
Danists and Siren 2v5, as you say, to try and get the old double digits. Nice shot from Heap. And that leaves Siren with a worldie to win. And Mr. Flusher himself says no. It is 9-3. It is the final half of RBO3. And BETBOOM, either way, I think it's safe to say we are we're in a pretty comfy spot. You know, 9 could have been 10, but we'll take 9. And a pistol round really does separate good from great. Eyeballers on their CT side now need to go above and beyond.
Yeah, it all starts here in the pistol. And BETBOOM. You can see by the odds. Eyeballers written off entirely. And thus far, it's been an insanely quick best of 3. Still have an hour until that next one even starts. And we're in the finishing stages. And BETBOOM. I can pull it across the line in 5 odd minutes. Eyeballers will be wanting to give them more resistance than that.
By the way, BETBOOM were implying all of this pressure towards A as if they're going to run rings around this CT side, but quite literally nothing has happened. They've like made the noise. Everyone's bailed down towards B, and then everything in between it is just dead silent. BETBOOM haven't made a step as they move through connector.
And BETBOOM, they're going to activate now. This is a 4-man hold for Eyeballer, so they're looking damn good to hold on to this. Zorti and trains it out. Heap is low as well, and this is BETBOOM getting clogged up. Heap kills Zorti with a bit of help from Siren. And Pepsor gets too ambitious right out into the open, instantly caught by Nathany. And BETBOOM, very quickly, they managed to find an advantage, even when Eyeballers have got all the troops there. And again, BETBOOM, they're going to run over towards A, but it looks like Eyeballers have rotated everybody over again.
Yeah, it should be time to farm up these last 2 kills. The Glock's closing in on the USPs. JW hasn't been checked. There's going to be a second man here. And it is not looking good for Chiron. 1v2, managed to isolate the first fight. And he's got the bomb. He could just dive down towards B if he really wants to. He's going to make the noise as if he is. JW does not bite. And I love that from JW. He's actually the man that holds all the time right now. It's up to Chiron to make the next move. 8 seconds left. He doesn't have time for this. It's round over. It's done. It is over. He has just lost. Merely by JW playing for time. Chiron picks up some jewelries. That is not the way you want to be losing a pistol, to be honest with you, my friend. If you're going to win it, or if you're going to lose it, you die to the gun rather than to the time.
Yeah, no money.
Because no dollars for Chiron. 750 of them into the next round.
That's smart from JW as well, because he started running Chiron all of a sudden realized, wait, I can just sell this one, but JW knew that if you want to get onto the site, you're going to have to make that drop down. You're going to be cutting it pretty close on time, so you have to step. Otherwise, if you walk all the way there, I'm probably going to win up the round. That's the experience coming through. But still, Chiron. Okay, well, he's been able to find the first kill, and that opens up a rifle now for BETBOOM to try and fight back. JW going to be swinging around the corner, and he might be too focused on the particular corner there, as Dennis was in a tad bit of fun off angle. He found an MP9 as well.
Desperation Eyeballers now 3v5. The fact that they lose the pistol and no bomb plant, and BETBOOM still invest, and they're still winning. 4 men pile up towards the monster pipe. It is Danis on a bit of a lurk from Connector. BETBOOM will start to creep their way on out, and they'll have a look for a way in. Flash high. Sight clear. Smoke goes front sight. They've got water. They've got sight. They've got short. Everything works a treat for this BETBOOM side, and if I'm honest, Eyeballers should probably look to save.
Yeah, I think that's the entire idea with 3 people out of 3 rotating over towards the A site. You're always going to be thinking, okay, if they do go B, and that's unfortunate, we'll give it up for now, and that's exactly what's happened. But a bit of a struggle. Okay, Flush able to find another kill. Still BETBOOM, they're going to be on double digits. They're going to be able to get weapons on the people that didn't have one just yet. And it's still looking rather tough for Eyeballers.
There you go, a big collection of a big round. BETBOOM take it to 10. Only, nearly said 6 more then. Only 3 more to go until it is game, set, and match. Eyeballers will take 1 tactical pause. I think that's their last one, if I'm not mistaken, as well. Yes, I'm correct. You can see remaining 0 out of 4. Although they only get 3 now, so don't be mistaken. They did use all 3. And with that, it means Eyeballers now have to make the recovery. 6 rounds in a row to catch up. 7 to take the lead. And they need 9 out of the remaining, 11 rounds I think there is left? I can't do maths. 10 rounds left. 9 out of 10 to get themselves a win.
Yeah, BETBOOM. They could pull it across the finish line here, basically, because Eyeballers would be broke. And that would put BETBOOM on 12 in total. Before Eyeballers can buy into it, but that's then buying into it off the back of 1,900 and 2,400 lost burns, which for the CTs isn't a whole lot. BETBOOM pulling the trigger on the push, running forward, and Pepsi was spotted as well, trying to elevate his position. He'll be knocked down by Siren. There's ample bodies here for Eyeballers, but that's actually only to the better of BETBOOM, because that means they can kill them all, and they've got plenty of people to fight back with. Nafany gets a bit careless though, and all of a sudden Fletcher finds 3, maybe even a 4th, gets damn close. Zorte and Chiron on 4 and 5 HP respectively.
Really well played. I think it's safe to say this BETBOOM side now on the road to success. Eyeballers, I mean, strictly speaking, this is a full eco. This is the territory you do not buy in. I mean, look, it's just a mop-up, a cleaning house of the Eyeballers' defense. And a very disappointing time, I think it's safe to say, for this Eyeballers side, because maybe, just maybe on a different day, you'd have them to have half a chance. But it is just so far from the truth in this series in reality.
Yeah, CT's the hero rifles. Why? He's just gotten 3. All of them challenging the 1A1S that Eyeballers have got. Those pistols still are up for grabs right now. No, never mind. It's over. Eyeballers, they fight back.
Let's be that guy, but I think it's way too late in the game to start fighting back now, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
There really is no plan A. This is all just a scrap to hope that you can at least prove that you can do something. I feel like it's a very lost scenario, no matter how you look at it, no matter how you spin it for the Eyeballers side. But they're going to have a damn good laugh trying it. As it is round number 17. Can the boys deliver? That is the question.
It's been a vicious fight between the two right now. And both of them working with scraps, but Eyeballers, I've got 4 AKs now. On the side of BETBOOM, who are actually the terrorists who can buy AKs, they've only got funds for 2. BETBOOM, looks like they're going to struggle into this round, but they are gaining some space here to send Eyeballers the wrong message about what space they want to be taking, because this lineup outside of B, they're having a very boring round thus far.
At least there will be some silence. The calm before the storm. Of course, for the rebuy. This T-side just waiting to be able to get those rifles back out. Siren and Charon going for a wild, and I mean wild, hero investment. But if it works, I guess. Nice start for one of them, not so much the other. Zorti's Deagle is another item that collects a kill. Bomb down, tap it away. JW actually has a TK in the mix, and all of a sudden, yeah, guys, this is a scary one. Heap's able to neutralize the threat in the 2v2, but not ideal to say the least. A very, very concerning end to that round.
Even if it's a very distant feeling of Eyeballers being able to come back, and they have just gotten us a step closer at least. Zorta and Nafany, a pretty decent chance, but Nafany had to win that battle against JW, at which point it becomes very tough for Heap, because he can get swung from both angles. I bet the bomb plant isn't going to cause them to buy again, and they do at least buy up some pistols to pose a threat here, and it looks like they actually want to go quickly. Spreading out. They're going to be running through the smoke indeed. Nafany first through, but the rest is still held off. This is already looking like a lost round. Nate to come in, explosion in the middle of them, and Eyeballers dispatch of this push very nicely.
So another on the board. BETBOOM struggled to find a 12th. Of course, took an eco in the last, so expecting a full buy here, and it is exactly what we'll see. 4 AKs, 1 Galil. Every player on this T side with a handful of utility to work with as well. Eyeballers with an AWP. I feel like it's been a while since I've seen the big green appear in the server, so see what JW can do with his. But at the same time, let's see what BETBOOM can deliver, and if they can just make it 12.
Again with that B push, Everybody's lining up, but Siren is blinded. Now he wants to go back, but that's actually clogging up the entire team who did want to go forward, who weren't blind, and now BETBOOM call it off entirely. Very old and awkward pushing there by BETBOOM. Siren blocking the entire team there.
Round 19. I think it's safe to say that Eyeballers will not be suffering like any other. They know the stakes. They're going to be playing carefree Counter-Strike, I like to call it, where you know you're basically you're one mistake away from losing out on everything. You know, you get eliminated from this tournament if you lose this map, so pressure on both sides. So you play carefree Counter-Strike, you play a little bit looser, a little bit more confident, a little bit less to try and win a game, to catch this BETBOOM side off guard by, you know, uncharacteristic pushes and things like that. And as you can see, Heap playing a pretty wacky off angle. He's good for the first, but only the one. JW and the big green. I was mentioning this guarded action, and it delivers. 2 quick kills already. JW doesn't stop here, running through the incendiary. It's Senor Vac, Mr. Flush himself that taps down from behind. And the carefree, loose Counter-Strike Heap's opener. JW's 3k, and it is Flusher that closes the show. 8 on the board for Eyeballers.
What happens so often though, in this carefree state, you start playing absolutely fantastic Eyeballers, they fully make the comeback, and then all of a sudden, you see the victory in your sights, and it all gets too close, it all comes crashing down, so it's about staying strong in those moments. And if you do manage to get there, because BETBOOM, they still have a few rounds to pattern the gap with. And it is definitely starting to go slimmer now for Eyeballers. Managing that comeback. They're gonna be able to tie another round into that. And being on 9, only 2 rounds behind BETBOOM at that point. They weren't even on that point, or match point.
Smoke towards front toilets. Heap catching a very blind Zorty walking into his crosshairs. Also, thank you for that one. Just pinching away. Free kill. 5-on-4. BETBOOM now reaggress towards the B side of the map. Smoke towards Monster. A little bit out of time. It's Nafany that's already walked past it. So, his push out towards site will result in a plant. Especially with that Molotov going on bridge and not on default. Nafany punches in those digits. 11-9 seems likely, unless, oh, Hytheria, this boost, oh my god, yeah. Danis, he could be in for a couple, and if that's the case, this round is on.
Sapek might just discover him already. Danis sure he's able to get that kill, but now JW is in a tad bit of trouble. Siren, oh my god, Kyron in a one-on-one against Pepsor, and this is how quickly it can go. Kyron just running away, Pepsor taps a bomb, but he actually doesn't have a kit. Kyron, he's called it, he's called his bluff. And oh my, no way, then this is the round. Eyeballers, it all comes crashing down.
He might be dead to the bomb. Oh, it just escapes, but I tell you what, that is a brilliant round, and I did say the Danis boost could mean something. Look at this, first kill on Sapek, a little bit sloppy, takes a quarter of his HP. JW delivers so much damage, but Danis able to kill him before he gets dropped. Siren, one with the Tech 9, Heap has to turn to trade. And a deagle shot to the side of the body, leaving Kyron in the 1v1. And as you mentioned, a kitless CT side has just cost them the round completely. Pepsor was the only man without a kit in that round as well. Everyone else had one. He was the only man that did not elect to invest. And he is the man that cost them dearly.
Yep. Penny pinching can get you in trouble, and now that means BETBOOM are 1 round away off of the back of a very shaky bar that was as well for BETBOOM.
Rico, yeah.
Yeah, this is very rough. As Eyeballers, they've got enough money to buy at least, sure. They've got that going for them. Flush it. Takes a bit of nade damage. JW opens up the scoring though.
Oh, that spam from Flusher, it's good. Only for the one, unfortunately. Siren appearing after the spam and getting the trade. Sapek will find Siren. 12-9. Feels logical, the wraparound from Heap. Good to catch off Zorty, and it is now Kyron 1v4, delivered a 1v2 in the last. Needs to do one better here. Finds the first shot. Any more, he'll be asking. Any more as they line up. Pepzor able to trade, but that gets incredibly, incredibly close for comfort.
Yeah, Eyeballers. I've been playing very dangerous game time and time again with the peeking together and usually lining up for each other. And then also getting in each other's ways, assuming the exact same lines. Get in the way of util. And of course, in a situation like that, you give Kyron a way that he can continue the spray on the exact same spot. Just a tad bit further away, but BETBOOM, as soon as they've got all the rifles out, they can't really manage anything. Zorte just barges through the flames. Nobody on long to try and press up there. Pepzor, that's careless. Kyron just spins around the corner and will tear him a new one.
Good pickup from Heap as well. JW finding one more. BETBOOM from the man up to 2 men down. Lost 3 in the space of a second, and now it's just Zorti and Siren. Any damage? They'll be asking here on the eco. We're hoping for it. But I really don't see it happening. I'm just as shocked as anyone else, to be honest, right now, that BETBOOM, despite such a comfortable first half, have fumbled their lead completely. And it will fall 12-10.
And I have done a 2v4 before.
It is true.
But, I mean...
This one feels a little more out of reach.
Yeah, they had a bit more tools for the job at that point. Maybe if Flush is challenging like this, they give him a way in. The Heap is still very pressed up and also softening up already. He's got a nade ready. Zorti now killed, and that basically nips this entire round in the butt. As Heap, sure, he goes down, but JW will lay down the law. BETBOOM, they're going to be feeling the fire just a little bit.
Impeccable stuff here from Eyeballers, keeping their cool. Did say the carefree lifestyle is one that a lot of people wish to love and live. 2 more rounds and an investment here from BETBOOM at a bare minimum. You know, if we're going to lose this round, we need a bomb plant to go with it so we can buy in the last round. If not, it's going overtime.
Nice. Oh,
what
wow.
the hell?
Okay, that is careless to the extremes. Well, we were talking about careless Counter-Strike. I guess for BETBOOM, very much the same. That's a mistake you can't really be making. Nafany peeks into JW. Usually you'd favour the ult, but when it's Nafany on the other end, he's definitely kicking things into gear right now that it starts mattering.
Yeah, and with that 4v4, we can look to exploit a site, right? Like, Eyeballers have to call a second player up. It's Heap that has to cover off long, and that means for the rest of the squad, well, the comfort then continues. We could rotate B if we wanted to, but a solo push from Nafany all the way through toilets has just given Pepzor a freebie. And now we're 3v4, right back to where we started at the beginning of the round, where it's BETBOOM that are now working to try and earn numbers back. Push through the smoke, Pepzor captured Siren by surprise, and that is it.
Which is rough. I mean, we were fully counting out Eyeballers. But they've started living it up, but then again, BETBOOM just lackadaisical, as if they've already won. It's just as if they're playing a bit of a deathmatch after it to calm down or something.
Feels like they've already mentally clocked out of this game. The BETBOOM side, really uncomfortable.
They at least have the rifles, or at least so you'd hope.
Well, the save does give them an AWP in the next round, which is one luxury they would not be able to afford if the save didn't happen. Eyeballers, of course, wanted to keep their rifles as well for the last of the first half, or for the last of the game, I should say. Regulation, at least.
Because I have a slight feeling in my bones that I don't think we'll only see 24 rounds of overpass. I think there might be a little bit more to go.
Yeah, BETBOOM, I don't know what it is. There's no in between. Either they get dominated or they dominate. Which,
yeah,
you'd like for there to be a middle ground somewhere where you do well, you barely end up losing. This is absolutely crazy. Eyeballers still have to fully confirm this though, because if BETBOOM now win, the result is the exact same, and we'll see Eyeballers off to home and BETBOOM into the next round.
It's a disgrace time for BETBOOM and their T sides. It really hasn't been a side that's been winning. Our last round of regulation here, I fear. Our very, very last round, possibly of this BO3 as well. But it is all eyes on the T side. BETBOOM needs to win it out here to close the show.
Going over towards the B site. Has just 3 players. And BETBOOM still. I mean, they're the only ones that can actually close it out. Eyeballers. They'll have to go into OT. At that point, it's still 4 rounds to the target. Dennis moves through. He'll be cut down, and that's 2 openers for Eyeballers. 3 now. It's 3 in return for BETBOOM. It is in a 2-2-on-2. Oh, never mind. 2v1.
This is it. Chiron has got to win it out. Sees the molly. Hits the headshot. Heap. Coming from the heavens as well. Chiron, does he expect it? He looks that way. It wants up Heap to close the show. Chiron, young gun, steps up massively for BETBOOM, and they will win it 2-1. It wasn't 13-10, it was 13-11 if I'm not mistaken. And it is BETBOOM that closed the show in a 3-map series. Our decider the closest, our first 2 whitewashes. Oh my days, breathe. We all get to breathe. A sigh of relief for BETBOOM and a sigh of disappointment for Eyeballers. They go so far, yet fall short at the final mark.
Yeah, I mean, seeing Mirage as well, there were definitely